Faith and freedom to practice one's faith is a wonderful, wonderful thing. I have been a Christian my entire life, and I never had to worry about being judged or punished for what I believe in. And I am extremely grateful that I had that freedom to practice my faith without having to being scared of the punishment or judgments I might receive for it. But some people aren't so lucky. If we go back into the days of the early Christianity in the Roman Empire, many Christians were persecuted, sold into slavery, or executed for what they believed in. Those early Christians, they didn't have a freedom to publicly practice their faith. They had to do that in secret, and those who did practice Christianity would run a risk of being sold into slavery or being murdered on a spot. Now that may seem like a really extreme example, and it is, but we don't actually need to go that far into the history to see the examples of people being persecuted for what they believed in. If I am from Europe, and during the days of the Cold War, during the reign of communism, in my home country, many people, many Christians were having a hard time. Many Christians were tortured and murdered for their faith in Jesus Christ. Now, that is also a really extreme example, but if we look at the history, that was happening just a few decades ago, so that's not really that far. That didn't really happen so far ago, and that makes you wonder, those kinds of discriminations where people are being mistreated and judged just for what they believe in, those things are still happening today. Many people who don't understand Christianity are often judging it, and while everyone has a choice to not be a Christian if they choose not to be, that doesn't give them right to judge Christians or group of people just because they believe in Jesus Christ. Now, in my vision of a perfect future, I honestly think that the most perfect version of the future would be the ones when everyone are Christians, but I'm aware that that's not going to happen since not everyone would want to make that choice to become Christian. Now, other more realistic vision I have for the future, that is also the best outcome in my opinion, is the one where people aren't being judged for what they believe in. They're not being discriminated on job applications, in health system, in education, in society. They're not being judged or discriminated just because they believe in something different. That is my idea of the perfect future, and that is what I believe in.